Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Jess. So Bitcoin has seen a huge breakout over a massive level of resistance over the last 2 days, putting the price back above $60,000. It's been an important time for the entire crypto market, with altcoins also looking like they're prepping for another round of the bull run. So let's dive into the charts today to talk about Total 3, the altcoin market, as well as the short time frame charts on Bitcoin. Before we do though, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel down below to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and ring that notification button so you never miss an episode. If you're after even more content, be sure to check out my free Telegram channel for daily updates as well as crypto and economic news. And if you're interested in my VIP channel, you can get more details over here. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trade setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. Okay guys, so jumping right into the charts here, we can see it's been a crazy couple of days for Bitcoin. So on Saturday, we had our daily candle close above our key level of resistance here at $58.3 thousand. So upon that daily candle close, we had the exact move that we talked about in the last video, and that was to fill this volume gap here on the daily chart and take us right up to this next key level here between $60,000 and $61,000. The market is really hot right now. If we go take a look at 24-hour volume, it is up by over 20%. Same with liquidations, although most of them are actually skewed to the short side. If we take a look at the liquidations heat map, again, we can see most of those late shorts have been completely liquidated, and the market is really skewed to this bottom side of the map over here. Understandably, Fear and Greed Index has gone up over 8 points actually over the weekend. So big move and big shift in market sentiment. So let's go ahead and dive into the analysis, guys. Let's start off by talking about Total 3, the altcoin market, because that is generally what moves right after Bitcoin has a big move. And go ahead and talk about the short time frame charts on Bitcoin and what are the next key levels that we need to be looking for on this segment of price action over here. Before we dive into the analysis though, guys, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, Bitunix.
Bitunix is an emerging cryptocurrency exchange committed to providing you with a secure, convenient, and highly functional trading and investment platform. Available across all countries as a non-KYC exchange, get global access to over 150 trading pairs with minimal fees on both spot and futures contracts. Join today to get $5,500 in sign-up rewards and get 15% off all of your trading fees by signing up using the link in my bio or by using the code 1GG3 when you create your account.
So taking a look at Total 3, guys, naturally it has been a really bullish couple of days for the altcoin market as well. But in my last video, essentially, what I really wanted to point out to you guys was the fact that we were potentially getting a 3-day candle close that was breaking above or retesting this massive downtrend that we've had in the RSI for the last 4 months, right? The same downtrend that took us through the last 4 months of downtrending price action for altcoins. It was representing the mass, sell-offs that we were seeing for altcoins and just them bleeding out over the last 4-month period, even in periods where Bitcoin was going back up. Altcoins were just not rallying hard enough. Bitcoin dominance was just steadily increasing, even though it wasn't supposed to be. You guys get the gist. But we were finally seeing a retest of that trend line here on the 3-day chart. And in that video, I said that it would be really, really optimistic for us to expect a breakout. I would be expecting a test of the trend line at least, but we did end up actually seeing a breakout. So later that day, Bitcoin rallied, as you guys saw, above $58.3 thousand. We got that really bullish daily candle close, and money flowed right into altcoins as well. So we have finally broken out of that trend line, and altcoins actually also closed their 3-day candle above this massive bullish bear trigger, or this threshold point, at $575 billion. I say that because this line generally marks when altcoins enter that really extensive accumulation phase. As you guys saw, breaking above this level here, we saw that massive amount of accumulation, and we were holding above that level for quite some time during that massive 4-month period where Bitcoin was consolidating sideways and altcoins were still bleeding. So we're still holding it until very recently when we fell below that threshold, and it was down here when a lot of altcoins hit their all-time lows. Some altcoins just retested really high time frame supports. Overall though, it was a very, very, very brutal time for altcoins, but we've gone back above that threshold now. We've got that 3-day candle close back above. We can see the next 3-day period has been really, really bullish so far. Still waiting for that candle close, but overall, guys, altcoins are really, really recovering here. And the great thing about the RSI trendline breakout is that it is a leading indicator, right? So it's telling us before it happens that we have a very high likelihood of, first of all, reaching this upper trend line here in our descending channel formation at around $650 billion. And upon retesting that upper trend line, we have a much higher potential, because of this massive shift in momentum and because of the pattern itself being a bull flag, have a very high potential of breaking above that trend line. So in that breakout, The first level that we're really looking for to signal parabolic altcoin behavior is this level over here, 715 billion. As you guys can see, we had a little double top here on the total 3 chart, and that was when we really saw altcoins start to bleed a fair bit. It is a huge level, represents a really key level of resistance for a lot of altcoins when we reach this level. And breaking above there, the measured move for this flag pattern is the height of the flag. That is the more, realistic measured move. I know there's like a much more extensive measured move, which is the entire height of the flagpole, but we haven't seen that yet. The best thing is to target those lower levels first and see how the price develops. So that first target that we have in terms of the breakout here is a move all the way up to around $800 billion. And as you guys can see, that would be an all-time high for a lot of altcoins and an all-time high here for total altcoin market caps. That'd be very, very bullish, guys. And we're seeing the very first sign of that over here. Moving over onto Bitcoin, guys. So before I go into the short time frame analysis and talk about all of that, I do really quickly want to talk about the macro charts and the macro implications of the recent price action, because it has been quite impactful. So if we go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin on a daily chart here, we can see that it's in that same sort of descending channel pattern, the same bull flag pattern that we have over on total 3. And if we take a look at the RSI, we have that same corresponding downtrend that allows us to map out these peaks here on the upper trend line in that descending channel. So taking a look at the RSI, we can also see that on this daily chart, we are actually retesting that 4-month-long downtrend that we've had here on the RSI. And guys, just like on the total 3 chart, that is absolutely huge because, assuming we validate some of those short time frame levels that I'll talk about in just a moment, getting this candle close above this downtrend on the daily chart tells us that we have a much higher likelihood of moving to this upper level of resistance here, that upper descending trend line on the top of our descending channel. And because of the bull flag pattern that we have here, we have a much higher likelihood of breaking above that upper trend line and moving to around $84,000. That is the measured move of this flag, the height of the flag being around 21%. Right, so that is absolutely huge, guys. 84,000 is an all-time high for Bitcoin. And of course, that is the more conservative measured move. As you guys know, we have the full bull flag pattern that takes us all the way up to $104,000 though. I don't know if we would actually get there. There's a lot of other analysis that doesn't suggest that we should be going that high this bull run, but 84,000 would still be an absolutely huge move, right? Especially from where we are currently. That would be about 40% gain from where we currently are. 37% gain would be absolutely massive, guys. Now, if we take a look at BLX as well on the daily chart, we can see that the recent move upwards, or the recent, bullish price action, has gone to allow Bitcoin to retest. Let me just adjust that trend line, to retest and break back above our bull market uptrend. So we've reclaimed this uptrend. It does hinge on that next daily candle close though, which again, like I said, we're still waiting on. We've got 21 hours left there. But again, guys, that is really, really huge because it tells us that, potentially this massive amount of downwards price action we had over here was just simply deviation, right? For a moment there, it did look like the bull market was over, but the fact that we're reclaiming these levels, we are potentially breaking above a massive downward shift in buying pressure over the last 4 months. All those kind of things, they are very, very bullish. They're suggestive of a macro bullish shift in the market. So before we get carried away, let's go ahead and dive into the short time frame analysis and talk about the bullish and bearish validations that we have there that will lead to this RSI breakout and that continued bullish move. Alright guys, so moving into the 1 hour time frame. Honestly, Bitcoin is rallying really hard right now. I stepped away for like 15 minutes and it's already up at 62,400. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive in and talk about, first of all, the key levels that we have here on the short time frame. So naturally, our most important level of support right now is the most recent support resistance flip that we've had at 58,300, right? It was that daily candle close above 58.3 that allowed us to have this massive bullish rally here that we're currently experiencing. Just above that, we have our key psychological support. That's at $60,000. I say psychological because as of right now, in terms of the most recent price action, we haven't really, gone back to test it as a level of support, strictly speaking. But if we zoom out onto like a high time frame, we know that it is that same level that took us through a massive amount of sideways consolidation. It is a huge psychological level, being that prior price cycle high as well. So another level of key support there that we have on the short time frame. And then we have our key bullish trigger at 63.7 thousand. So I'll talk about the bullish case scenario in just a moment, but really quickly, I want to point out the short time frame uptrend that we're in. So this is the current relevant uptrend that we're traveling. As you guys can see, it's quite steep. So while we're above the uptrend, we should be going up. That is the natural assumption. But of course, all uptrends break at some point in time. Otherwise, the price would just be going in one trajectory forever. So in that break, that first level that we're looking for is obviously a test of 60,000. And then below that, we have 58.3. Now, like I said, we are bullish above 58.3, right? And falling below 58.3, that key level of support, we have our neutral zone, which exists above 53.3, that sell side liquidity level, that bearish trigger that we have here. We have our neutral zone in that little segment here. And then below 53.3, that is our bearish area. So that is when we can expect a further continuation downwards to 50 to 52,000. And the next level of support below that being $46,000 to $48,000, right? That would be that next bearish trajectory if we lose that 58.3K level of support. As of right now, it is looking all right though. Like I don't think we'll be retesting that level or falling below that level. If we do retest it, it was such a strong level of resistance. It should conversely act as a strong level of support. So while we're above the uptrend, it looks like our current target is on the way. So we're going up to 63,700. That's the next key level of resistance that we have on these charts. So I can show you guys a little bit better if we zoom back out onto that daily chart here. As you guys can see, $63.7 thousand is the midline of our massive channel of consolidation as well. That is when we, hit the middle of the channel, and breaking above 63.7 essentially takes us to this upper range over here where we start to test resistances such as 67K and our upper trend line resistance, the one where we're looking to break so that we can get that measured move all the way up to 84K. So the first step is going to be that level of resistance, and historically it has been a really, really strong level. If we take a look at every single time the price has managed to close a daily candle above 63.7, we have generally moved right up to retest that upper trend line over here. Right, we've got a daily candle over here, had a little reversal wick there, took us right up to the trend line. Same thing over here, daily candle above 63.7, right up to 72K. It was upon losing that 63.7K level that we ended up getting this massive bearish move downwards, right? So it is a really, really important level for us to establish in that next bullish move. And until we do, it is very likely that, the price potentially consolidates between $60,000 psychological support and 63.7 until it gathers enough strength to make that move. If we pull up the VRPV as well, we can see another massive volume gap between 63.7 and that next key level of resistance on the high time frame charts at $67,000, right? We can see that gap right here. And so again, getting that daily candle close above 63.7 should trigger that next bullish continuation to the next peak in the volume profile, right? And that would be, again, a pretty big move, guys. I think at least 10% from where we are currently. Oh no, 8%. I was wrong. 8% move. Again, still a pretty impressive rally for Bitcoin.
Alrighty guys, that is all the analysis that I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video or you learned something, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel down below. And if you're after even more content, be sure to check out my free Telegram channel for daily updates as well as crypto and economic news. If you're interested in my VIP channel, you can get more details over here. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trade setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. And if you are a trader, don't forget to sign up down below to Bitunix to get 15% off all of your trading fees and $5,500 in sign-up rewards. Hope you guys have a really great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.